Here's a play that came up recently in a match of mine. Uh, it's 11 away, 11 away, what we call a normal match score. What do we mean by that? It's pretty much similar to a money game in terms of, or an unlimited game in terms of the take points, gammon values. The take point around 21.5, gammon values around 0.5. Always need to set the stage when you're looking at any checker play or cube action, of course. The next thing we have to consider is how to play the 6-2. How would you play it? Okay, almost everyone's knee-jerk reaction is to bring both checkers from the 13 point. That's the safest play. And a knee-jerk reaction is often a good instinct. It's not a bad thought to look at, but you need to make your final decision from a place much higher in your body than your knees. It's above the neck is where you make the decisions, and that's really a very poor play. It accomplishes nothing. It does accomplish your not getting hit. It's safe, but safe is not what's going to win you this game, and that's the question you need to be asking. How am I going to win this game? Fortunately, the masters whose shoulders we're standing on has told us that there's only three ways to win a game: racing, priming, or hitting. Racing, blocking, or hitting. Well, we're way down in this race. We either need to contain our opponent by blocking him, or we need to hope to get a shot eventually and hit him. We can stay back on this ace point and hope to get a shot and hit him. That's not a great game. If blue escapes from here and we have that game and blue brings all of his checkers around, just as a good reference, you generally win the game about 15% of the time. That's not a lot. And by the way, you get gammoned about 15% of the time with an ace point holding game, provided that you don't have too many checkers stuck outside as well. So it's not a great game. Our best game is to contain these two checkers. We're down 24 pips in the race. That means if we can make a 5 prime, make this point or this point, and make it difficult for blue to get these checkers out, because we're down in the race, his prime isn't going to hold as long as ours in most situations. Of course, ours could collapse if we roll double 5 or double 4, but he's just as likely to roll those doubles. So assuming equal luck, or that neither of us roll those doubles, our prime will hold longer. So the game plan, the best game plan we have to win this game, is to play a priming game. And with that in mind, now what play would you make? This is the best play. Slotting the back of the prime, because this is less likely to get hit than slotting the front of the prime, which is very likely to get hit with any 2 or 3 or double ones. And with this play, you will get hit with a 1-6, 2-5, 2-6, or 3-5. That's 8 numbers out of 36 numbers, a little less than 25% of the time. So 75% of the time you won't get hit. What happens when you don't get hit? You can make this point with any 4. That's 11 numbers. You can make this point with a double 2. Now we're up to 12 numbers. That makes a 5 prime. You can make this point with a 5-1 or 5-2. That's 4 more numbers. That's 16 numbers. Where did I go wrong? Oh, 2-1. That's 18 numbers. You have 18 numbers that make this point or this point, and a 5 prime is very hard for your opponent to jump. He would have to get lucky to get out right away, and you might be able to extend to a 6 prime at some point. Notice something else. I named 4s, double 2s to make this point, 5-1, 5-2, and 2-1 to make this point. You didn't hear me say the word 3 anywhere. 3 is what you need on this side of the board. It makes most of your rolls play. 6s don't do much for you, although a 6-2, you could make this point and make it. It's not as good a 5 prime because it's not solid, but it's still a 5 prime. But most of the 6s don't play too well. But a 3-6 wouldn't be too bad. but you have a lot of numbers that play well. Half of your numbers make a 5 prime, and then 11 numbers have a 3 in them and do something good on this side. The key lesson here, let me go back to the original position. The key lesson here is the best way to find the best play is to start out by concentrating on what your game plan is. You can see that bringing 2 down from the 13 is a double blunder. It's an 18% error. There are some other plays that try to make the prime, but they bring a lot more risk with them. This play, for example, all ones hit you now. And that means that instead of 8 numbers, there's 11 numbers that hit you. And that makes it much harder for you to be successful making the prime. With this play, again, ones hit you plus the 8 numbers that hit this, so you've added quite a few numbers. Same thing, all this slotting is really, you'd have to be very lucky to get away with this one. He's going to hit you 21 times. He's going to hit you with all 2s, 3s, and double 1s. Hit you here. So this is your best way to accomplish making a prime. But again, the main lesson is think about the game plan first, then try to find a play that is in keeping with the game plan. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.